At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349, and that's 304-579-7349, or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Good evening, as we're live from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for West Virginia High School boys basketball tonight between the Washington Patriots and the Martinsburg Bulldogs, as we welcome you into the countdown to tip-off, brought to you by Sunset Water Services, proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Alongside me on the call is Spencer Dupuis. Our cameramen tonight are Dylan Bishop, Gerald Wright, and John Alderton. Back at the studio, it's Nick Verzolini. Washington 2-15 overall, 0-7 in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Martinsburg 6-10 overall, 2-6 in the EPAC. Team that really is trying to get things going, currently on a 4-game losing streak, Spencer, but on Friday against Spring Mills, they honestly should have had that game.
Yeah, Colin, I mean, it was a 2-point lead for Spring Mills after one quarter, 15-13. They widened it, the Cardinals widened it up to an 8-point lead at halftime, 28-20. And then it remained an 8-point lead through the third quarter for the Cardinals, 43-35. But it was that fourth quarter really led by Avion Blackwood getting to the line, along with Chase Shipley getting to the line and making some two-pointers that really made it count and got it to a tie ball game at 49 at the end of regulation. They went into overtime, and it was a 59-56 win for Spring Mills over Martinsburg, and it was really Caleb Thomas's play is now kind of their true point guard for Spring Mills that got them the win late in the ballgame.
And then on the other side for Washington, a 12-game losing streak since the start of the calendar year. They haven't won since December 29th, 2022 against Warren Harding High School, 56-53 in Connecticut when they went up for the tournament. But this team still trying to fight hard and really wanting to play spoiler down the stretch in a tough EPAC. This team has the talent. It's just been inconsistent, and you'll hear later from Coach Hilliard about that. They can have a good first half and then a bad second half, or the opposite. And they really just have not been able to put it together, and they're hoping to do so tonight against Martinsburg.
Yeah, and, they played teams tough. I mean, we were talking with head coach of the Spring Mills Cardinals, Luke Samples, and he was saying how they gave Spring Mills a very tight game until the very end, where Spring Mills was able to win 57-35. But then the next game that they had was a game that they had won previously. That was back on December 13th. They beat Broad-Fording Christian 51-41, but they fell in that contest 53-45. So a tight contest there, and that it seems that they should have won. And then on Saturday, it was a rare Saturday matinee, I guess. It's 5 p.m. EPAC game down in Inwood. And they played Musselman tough, a Musselman team that had just knocked off Hedgesville the night prior. It was only an 11-point loss to the Applemen on Saturday, 56-45. So it appears that they're close. Like, they're almost there. They could have flipped their script, and they could have won 2 straight at the end of last week if things went right. But it just appears that they're in a bad stretch, and it's kind of, glaring to look at these scores. I mean, 84-52, 85-53, 71-66 was a close win, or close loss, 67-35, 81-47, 57-35. I mean, it appears that they weren't in some games than they were in other games, but you want to come down the home stretch of the season, and no matter how things end, you're going to make it to the sections. You're probably going to have to play on the road at Musselman the way that it's looking out in that section. But you want to just to know that you played with Musselman is going to help you down the stretch.
Let's take our first break on the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off as the JV game is concluded and varsity warm-ups are underway. We'll take a 2-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsinis.com.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
The Martinsburg Field House as we continue the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off as we gear up for Washington at Martinsburg. We'll now hear from the coaches, which is brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's, fast, fresh, friendly. And we'll start off with the visiting head coach, the Washington Patriots, Trent Hilliard. Now joined by the head coach of the Washington Patriots, Trent Hilliard. Coach Hilliard, first time we get to see your team this season.
What has your season been like, and just tell us a little bit about your team so far?
Yeah, so far we've been a little Jekyll and Hyde. Like we'll play a great first half, and then we'll play a terrible second half, or we'll play a terrible first half or a good second half. I just think that we need some consistency here, and we're just having trouble scoring. Right, we're kind of stuck in the 40s. In order for us to win these games, we got to get at least 55, 60 points to win these games. So we're just having some trouble scoring. Just trying to figure that out and trying to create be more creative on offense.
Looking up and down the roster, a very young team for you this year. So with those young guys, what is some of the growth that you've seen from them this year?
Well, from a maturity perspective, right? They're getting these minutes, they're getting these live minutes, and they're growing. From a basketball perspective, they're understanding the game, playing hard. I think their growth and maturity as basketball players. That's the biggest takeaway, at this point.
Tonight you take on Martinsburg. Last time around it was a tough game for you guys. What does your team need to do differently this time to compete and maybe pull off the upset?
Well, we just got to slow down. We talked about it. We just got to slow down, right? Don't let them speed us up. Run our stuff and make Martinsburg play defense, right? Which we didn't do last game. But also too, we need to make sure that we take care of the ball. Take care of the ball, make them play defense, slow everything down, right? Stay positive, and at the end of the day, you have to believe that you can get the job done.
You mentioned during my first question just some of the inconsistencies in your team this year, but when your team is clicking on all cylinders, what are some of the things that really explode from your team and the strengths that you see?
Well, the ball movement. The ball movement, players sprinting to get open. Our cuts are a lot more crisp, right? We're not home run trotting to get open, right? We talk about that as well. And when we're rolling, we're really, really good when we move the ball and we space the floor and we make teams play defense. We're really good.
All right, anything else, Coach?
No, that's it. Hopefully we come out here and get a win and keep this thing going.
All right, thank you. Good luck. Now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. Coach Rogers, your team currently on a 4-game losing streak. It's been competitive games, though, throughout each one. What's your team need to do tonight to bounce back and get a win against Washington?
Well, we just need to hustle and play hard, effort, energy, just get after it. Again, stay with some fundamentals, make sure we're blocking off, making sure we're where we're supposed to be on the offensive sets, and just play hard. And I tell you what, we had that game won the other night. We're up 3 with less than a minute, and we're on the foul line, and we could have gone up 5, made a big difference. Then we still missed a couple more after that, and then we made some mental errors there in that overtime that cost us a little bit. But you know what? It's our kids are getting better. We just have to continue to get better.
Even though it was a painful loss this spring, what were some of the teaching moments that you were able to give your team after the game?
Well, we were just able to practice Saturday because we weren't in the gym yesterday, but I just think that we need to be a little more patient with some of our shots. Sometimes when we dribble drive, we need to pitch instead of trying to force it. We just need to be where we're supposed to be. But I tell you what, our kids, our goal right now is to get better every day, get better every game, and play that part of the spoiler come certain sectional tournament time.
Your team, not the only team right now that seems like really trying to play spoiler. A few other teams, including Washington tonight, could play spoiler, but we saw Musselman already knock off Hedgesville in the regular season. Just talk a little bit about how tough down the stretch this EPAC is going to be.
Well, I think it's going to be good. And when you get to the tournament time, it's a one and done, so anybody can win it. Sometimes not always the best team wins. And we've been on the other side of that fence for many, many years. We haven't been the last couple, and hopefully we will be in the future. But, right now we just got to, whatever cards are dealt you, that's what you've got to do. Our kids have to maintain a positive attitude, work hard, and just be patient with what they're doing. But Washington played pretty good against Spring Mills. It was like a 2-point game midway third quarter. And you're right, Musselman beat Hedgesville the other night, big one. I mean, Spring Mills has beaten Hedgesville, and so it's not that anyone in this area can't beat the other team. On any given night, you can win it, you can lose it.
what your team need to do tonight to beat Washington?
Well, I think we need to push the basketball and take good shots. I think last time we played them, our pressure bothered them. I think we need to stay with the pressure, and we just need to run and get shots when we can, and when we don't have the fast break, let's set it up and let's run our offense and get a good shot.
All right, anything else, Coach?
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you and good luck.
That was our coaches' interviews with Trent Hilliard and Dave Rogers, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. Let's step aside, take another 2-minute break on the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game. If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team, with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Field House for tonight's West Virginia High School boys basketball between the Washington Patriots and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. The second meeting between these two schools this year. Last time it was Martinsburg getting an 85-53 win over Washington, trying to do the same this time around at home and get the season sweep. Not the only game tonight, though, in the Eastern Panhandle after a day off yesterday due to no school going on in Berkeley County with the issues that they're having with the technology and the internet right now. But tonight we get to see some boys basketball and already got to see a game earlier in the other end of the state between Jefferson and George Washington, Spencer.
Yeah, the Parmar shootout down at West Virginia State and Institute, West Virginia. They're running that yesterday through tomorrow. Jefferson had their second game. They fell yesterday to South Charleston, but then they fell once again today, this time to George Washington, 79-54. And that changes some thoughts about Jefferson. It was a great opportunity for them to go down there and at least pick up a win, but two losses, 125-plus point losses, or 25-point losses, very tough to come back from. Or to think about overall state rankings if they were to be the team representing the EPAC.
Yeah, I agree.
It's got to send a few question marks.
Because in a lot of people's minds, even though the first meeting between Jefferson and Hedgesville, it was Hedgesville getting the win, and then after that it was Spring Mills beating Hedgesville and then Jefferson dominating Spring Mills. In our minds, we still thought that potentially Jefferson was the number one team. They can go down and make a deep run, but after seeing these two games against two teams that most likely will also be in the state tournament unless some upsets happen, losses like that put a question mark in your mind about this Jefferson team that still around here can compete, but you want to see them competing in the entire state. Another game tonight is Spring Mills Senior Day against Southern Fulton. which we'll be tipping off here shortly alongside this one.
Yeah, and, I think for Spring Mills, it's an out-of-state game. There's not really a lot to prove there. But obviously you want to play consistently well down the stretch of the season. So, look for Spring Mills to continue what it's been doing so far. Caleb Thomas, pure domination. I believe also senior night there as well, so they'll be honoring a few seniors that they have this year, which they didn't have last year, obviously. A couple of the seniors, Jalen Franklin, Austin Davis, Caleb Robinson, I believe, are the 3 seniors that they honor tonight.
You're correct. Yep.
So, obviously, it'll be an emotional night at the Cardinal Coliseum for 3 guys.
All right, now let's get into tonight's keys to the game, Spencer, and I'll let you do the read since it's your read.
Yeah, calling keys to the game brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company. The key to your next car is at the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. First for Washington, just kind of score. You really just need to score the basketball, and you heard Coach Hilliard talk about that during the interview. I think a key for them would be to score the basketball tonight in bunches and see where they can go from there. For Martinsburg, it was a big win for them the last time these two teams played, a 32-point win to be exact. I think you just need to look at the small things tonight. You have a great chance in this ball game, so I think you want to kind of make sure you're doing the small things correct because it's going to help you down the stretch.
Let's now take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back and give our players to look out for as well as the starting lineups. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to Martinsburg High School as we're inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for tonight's boys basketball between Washington and Martinsburg. As we're 2 minutes away from opening tip, let's get our players to look out for now. Brought to you by Sutton & Janelle, attorney at law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, and businesses with all of their legal needs. They're at 224 West King Street in Martinsburg, or visit them online at suttonandjanelle.com. Spencer, who are your players to look out for tonight?
First, we'll start with the Washington Patriots. We'll go with Chance Zimmerman. He leads the team in points per game average at 8.5 a game. Also, he's on the second most minutes compared to Chris Dolman, who's on 369. He's 353. But he's had 111 points this season to lead the team.
How about Martinsburg?
For Martinsburg, it's pretty clear-cut. It's got to be, for me, it's got to be LaQuay Clark. because, he plays very well. He's got, there's some needed improvements to his game, but I feel like when he's on, the team's on. When he can shoot really well from the field, the team's going to shoot really well overall.
All righty, as both teams will now head over to their benches, let's get into the starting lineups brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or phone 304-263-4343. Let's start with the starting five for the Washington Patriots, who are coached by Trent Hilliard and enter tonight's game 2-15 overall, 0-7 in the EPAC. Starting for the Patriots, 0-0, a junior guard, Malik Smith. A freshman guard, number 1, Christopher Dolman. A senior guard, number 3, Chance Zimmerman. A senior guard, number 13, Trenton Birch. And a sophomore center, number 52, George Welty. Let's now get our starting five for the Martinsburg Bulldogs tonight. Starting for the Bulldogs, a senior guard, number 0, Avion Blackwood. A junior guard, number 2, LaQuay Clark. A sophomore guard, number 3, Chase Shipley. A sophomore forward, number 5, Achilles Whitby. And rounding out the Bulldogs lineup is a junior forward, number 11, Shazier Baker. Martinsburg coached by Dave Rogers, entering tonight's game 6-10 overall, 2-6 in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Let's now take a 2-minute break. And on the other side of that break, be back for the opening tip-off between Washington and Martinsburg. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Welcome back inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as the national anthem is concluded and the junior ROTC will make its way off the court and over to the far side of the gym. We'll get ready for opening tip-off, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. Again, for those just tuning in, starting for Washington, Smith, Dolman, Zimmerman, Birch, and Welty. And for Martinsburg, it will be Blackwood, Clark, Shipley, Whitby, and Baker. Washington in all blue with red stripes on the sides and white numerals. Martinsburg in the all-white uniforms with black stripes and black numerals on the front and back. Second time around between these two. 85-53 was the final score last time these two teams met. The Bulldogs coming out victorious. Both teams break the huddles, and now we'll head to mid-court. Looks like jumping for Washington will be Welty, and for Martinsburg will be Whitby. The two of them shake hands at midcourt. The official on the far side of the court now will wait to break through and get the jump ball for Washington and Martinsburg. Ball's into the air, and Welty tips it into Whitby for for Baker. Blackwood over to the left side now for Shipley, back to the top of the key for Blackwood. Blackwood picks up his dribble, then passes it to his left to Shipley. Shipley now runs the offense, finds a wide-open teammate in the right corner, and it's Robinson with an open three to give the Bulldogs an early 3-0 lead as Robinson starts, surprisingly. We were not informed that he was going to, but he's out there.
Yeah, and, what a great opportunity for Matt Robinson to get the start and hit the first shot of the game, Colin. First shot of the game, Berkeley County Health Department.
Prevent, promote, protect. They are at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg as Martinsburg now steals the ball going back the other way. It's Baker, left side layup is blocked, almost going out of bounds, and they'll say that Welty did step out of bounds with 7:13 to go in the first quarter. So it's now Martinsburg ball, leading 3-0 over Washington after Robinson's three-pointer in the right corner to get things started. Shipley to inbound for Blackwood. Blackwood catches it, now dribbles with his right and left hand. Back and forth he goes as he dribbles out to the volleyball line before passing it to the left side for Shipley. Shipley gets a pick by Baker, decides instead to just pass it to the right side. Instead of driving the lane, he gives it to Blackwood. Blackwood back over to Shipley. Shipley back to Blackwood. Blackwood at the top of the key. Dribbles once and goes back and forth between him and Shipley. So far about 30 seconds of this as now it's Blackwood at the wing, driving in, Euro step in, he's rejected by Welty, and it goes right into the hands of Washington. Now going up the floor is Dolman for the Patriots, guarded at half court by Shipley. Passes it over to the right for Zimmerman. Zimmerman drives the right side, goes up for the layup, and banks it in. It's now 3-2, Martinsburg leading Washington.
And Colin, that block by Welty, an early candidate for the rejection of the game, brought to by Cody's Auto Body.
Blackwood finds Whitby, back to Blackwood, over to the far side of the court for Shipley. Shipley tries to fire it down low at the block. It goes in and out of the hands of Robinson and out of bounds. Washington ball with 6:10 to go in this first quarter. 3-2 early on. Martinsburg leads Washington. Welty inbounds it. Now being double-teamed to Smith in the corner. He loses the ball, goes out of bounds. A whistle blows a little bit late. I think they're going to say it was still last touched by Martinsburg, or did we get a timeout beforehand? It looks like we got a full timeout by Washington, the 6:06 mark in this first quarter. Let's step aside and take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
To the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, the Bulldogs lead the Patriots by a score of 3-2 early in this first quarter. The first quarter presented on TV10 by the Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving the area since 1880, as well as CMA Honda of Winchester at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. After the timeout for the Patriots will be Welty to inbound. Welty throws it straight in front of him. It goes through the hands of Zimmerman. He's able to pick it up. Now dribbles and gets a call from behind. Reaching in is Blackwood. That's his first foul. Team's first for Martinsburg at the 6:01 mark. Zimmerman to inbound. He bounce passes it into Smith in the backcourt. Smith now will hand it to Dolman. Dolman picks up his dribble, floats a pass over to Smith. Smith goes to the left wing before passing it over for his teammate in Birch. Birch to Zimmerman, and now Zimmerman's pass is stolen by Blackwood. One-on-one left side layup around the rim, and no good by Blackwood. Rebounded by Dolman. Back the other way, he goes for Washington on the right side. Had his pocket picked by Whitby. It's now Shipley with the ball for Martinsburg. Driving the left side. Tries to bank it in. It's no good. Rebounded by Welty. Welty passes it then over to Zimmerman, who finds a wide-open teammate up the floor. It's Dolman, and he misses a wide-open layup on the left side.
They're calling it. It's been a scoring drought here in this one so far over the last couple of minutes. And Martinsburg's got to change that, only up one.
Shipley passes it into the paint for Robinson. Robinson able to get it over for Baker, and Baker's fouled in the paint. He'll shoot two at the 5:02 mark. It's Martinsburg 3, Washington 2. Baker gets the ball for his first free throw. That one is up and good to make it a 4-2 game in Martinsburg's favor over Washington. Baker gets the ball back for a second free throw. Takes a few dribbles, spins it in his hand. The shot is up and good. Still one possession game. Martinsburg leads Washington 5-2 with 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Dolman breaks midcourt. Finds Smith wide open in the right corner for three off the back of the rim. No good. And rebounded by Martinsburg. It's Whitby passing it to Shipley. Shipley will dribble up the floor. Get it to Robinson in the left corner. Robinson now back over for Whitby. Whitby fires it to Blackwood. He tries to get it back to Whitby on the give and go. Instead, it's stolen by Washington. Zimmerman with it. Picks up his dribble at the left wing. Now bounces it down low to Welty. And Welty is fouled on the floor before the shot. And that foul against Baker, his first, team second.
Yeah, Shazir's Baker all over him right there. You can't do that. It's going to be a foul every time.
Smart foul, though, because Welty with a mismatch was easily going up and made that shot before the foul. Or, excuse me, after the foul. So it's now Welty with it. The wing passes behind him to Smith. Smith gets a pick by Welty. Decides not to drive to the left side and will pick up his dribble and pass it over to Dolman. With the ball now is McCarthy. McCarthy's shot just grazes the net. Goes into the hands of Shipley. Shipley to Blackwood for Martinsburg back the other way. Finds Shipley at the top of the key. Goes to the left elbow. Now kicks it out to Whitby. Right side three. No good. Off the rim. Rebounded by McCarthy. McCarthy to Smith. Smith to Zimmerman at midcourt. Back almost a backcourt violation, but instead it's a right side layup that rolls around and in by Dolman to make it a 5-4 Martinsburg lead with 3:45 to go. Wide open three. Around the rim, no good by Shipley. Rebounded by Welty.
And if you're going to shoot that, you got to make sure your guys are in position to get the rebound there because you didn't need to shoot the three.
Washington with a chance to take the lead. It's Dolman with the ball at midcourt. Dribbling with his right hand, guarded closely by Whitby. Now passes it to the left side. Zimmerman drives the baseline, bakes it up and in. Washington now leads 6-5. Blackwood back the other way in transition. Goes up for the layup, and he's fouled with 3:17 to go in the first quarter.
I didn't even really hear a whistle on that one.
Yeah, it was a little quiet.
Low of a whistle.
So that's the second team foul against Washington. Blackwood to the line. He averages 15.9 points per game, trying to get his first one tonight, and he does so. Now checking in for Martinsburg will be Rashad Reed, entering for Keeley's Whitby. Now tied up at 6-6 between Martinsburg and Washington in this first quarter. Blackwood trying to give the Bulldogs the lead back. off the front and then back of the rim. The free throw misses. Tipped around, almost going out of bounds. Reed tries to hit it off the foot of McCarthy, able to keep it alive for Martinsburg. It's Shipley at the left block. Shot no good. Tipped back to the top of the key for Blackwood. He kicks it over to the right wing for Robinson. Three-pointer misses. A whistle blows in the paint. It looks like some pushing and shoving going on. Trying to see who the foul will be on with 3:01 to go in this first quarter. Still tied at 6 apiece, and it looks like it's against Washington. Team third. Baker tries to inbound it to Reed. It goes off his right hand. He's able to gather it and then pass it to Blackwood. Blackwood finds Baker, gets it down low to Reed. Reed, awkward shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, will power through, make the shot, but they say he walked first. 2:52 to go. Turnover for Martinsburg. Score remains at 6-all, Washington ball. Welty to inbound. Full court press for Martinsburg. The ball inbounded successfully to Smith on the bounce pass. Smith now guarded closely by Robinson in the backcourt. Breaks midcourt. Still driving through. Finds Welty down low, wide open on the left side. His shot no good off the glass. Rebounded by Zimmerman. Gets it back to Welty. Welty triple teamed. Gets it. And the foul. What a job by the sophomore, George Welty. Washington now leads 8-6. 3 guys surrounded him in Reed, Robinson, and Baker. But the sophomore was able to power through and get that one to go off the glass and in. He now has a chance for a 3-point play. Welty, free throw up. The sophomore drains it. It's now a 9-6 lead for Washington over Martinsburg with 2.5 to go in this first quarter. Robinson with it at the right wing. Dribbles once, almost loses it, so he has to pick it up. Guarded closely by Dolman. Now fires to midcourt to Shipley. Shipley finds Baker down low. Alley-oop is good by Baker. He leads with 4 points in the score column for Martinsburg. Makes it a 9-8 game.
Yeah, what a great layup there by Baker.
Shipley tries to pick the pocket of Zimmerman from behind and tied up between the two of them at the 2:12 mark in this first quarter. Possession arrow keeps the ball with Washington. Smith will inbound for the Patriots. Right at the baseline to guard the inbound will be Robinson for Martinsburg. Bounce pass into Birch. Birch now will run the offense for Washington and hand it to Dolman. Dolman standing right below the logo at midcourt. Now drives to the left side, finds Welty, who goes on the left baseline, loses it, goes out of bounds. Washington turns it over. Martinsburg ball with 1:59 to go in this first quarter.
And if you're Martinsburg, I mean, you expected to come out here and have a lead, a sizable lead, and not be fighting for the lead here with under 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Shipley with it from Martinsburg, dribbling with his right hand, watching the motion of the offense. Now finds Robinson on the other side of the court. He has to jump up and then get it to Blackwood, who immediately passes it back to Shipley. Shipley gets a pick by Reed, now double-teamed. Fires it to the right wing for Blackwood. Blackwood back to Shipley. Shipley almost has it stolen by Zimmerman, but able to keep his dribble. 1.5 remains in this first quarter. It's Washington 9, Martinsburg 8. Shipley to the left side of the court for Blackwood. The bounce passes it back to Shipley. Back to Blackwood. Three-pointer off the front of the rim. No good. Tipped around into the hands of Robinson, but then stripped out of Robinson's hands, and back the other way goes Washington. Left side layup is good by Dolman, who increases the Patriots' lead to 11-8. Minute remaining in this first quarter.
I mean, Washington's doing a great job right now being able to make the shots that they're trying to shoot.
Trying to bake it in was Shipley. His shot no good. Rebounded in the paint, however, by Baker. And he's able to make it a 11-10 game now.
Baker's really saving the Dogs right now.
He has 6 of the 10 points for Martinsburg. Smith tries to put up a layup on the left side. No good. Back the other way quickly goes Martinsburg. Robinson in the right corner. Finds Baker at the wing, who swings it to the left side to Blackwood. It's now Robinson with it. Gives it to Shipley, back to Blackwood. Blackwood pump fakes and kicks it to the top of the key for Shipley. Shipley's pass, intended for Baker, deflected. Blackwood was able to recover. 15 seconds remain. It's Washington 11, Martinsburg 10. It looks like the Bulldogs will try to hold it for the last shot of this first quarter. Shipley with it, gets a pick from Baker. Finds Blackwood, wide open three, around the rim and in. Blackwood gives the Bulldogs the lead, and that's the end of the first quarter. It's now Martinsburg 13, Washington 11.
It's really what the Dogs needed there to end the quarter on a high mark. now a 2-point lead. Hopefully they can take that momentum into the second quarter.
Step aside, take a 1-minute break, then be back for the second quarter. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
To the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Martinsburg leads Washington 13-11 after the end of the first quarter. It was Avion Blackwood put up a 3 to give Martinsburg the lead right before the buzzer. Now the Bulldogs will start with the ball, open up the second quarter. It's Blackwood with it at midcourt for Martinsburg. Picks up his dribble, now pass it to Shipley, passes it right back to Blackwood. Blackwood over to LaQuay Clark for 3 in the left corner. His shot no good, tipped around, and eventually goes into the hands of Smith for Washington. Smith to Dolman. Dolman finds Zimmerman at the right baseline. Back over to Dolman. Right elbow shot is good, and we're tied at 13 all. 7.5 to go in the second quarter. Blackwood with it for Martinsburg. Passes to Baker. Passes it right back to Blackwood. Blackwood will now give it to Shipley. Shipley trying to send Baker back and forth with him and Reed. Baker now in the right corner with the ball, fires it down low to Reed in the block, and his shot deflected by Zimmerman, and a foul with 7:06 to go in this second quarter.
Yeah, the foul is on Reed there as he tried to grab the ball, but grabbed him.
Trades first. A second, they say. Team fourth. Ball inbounded to Zimmerman for Washington. He'll dribble it up the floor. Goes into the paint. Now finds Welty at the elbow, and Welty gives the lead back to Washington at 15-13. Welty, Zimmerman, and Dolman the only ones to score so far for Washington, and that's all they need as they lead 15-13 on Martinsburg. Shipley with the ball. Passes it to the left side for Blackwood. Finds Clark. Clark, long 3, wide open from the right wing, off the back of the iron, no good, but rebounded at the left side by Blackwood. Blackwood, Euro step in, layup, no good. Ball tipped around, eventually recovered by Zimmerman for Washington.
Wow,
Dolman now with the ball,
Reed,
trying to up the tempo.
That was good pursuit by Rashad Reed on that, as he had the ball basically taken away from him, and what did he do? He came down and he forced the ball out of bounds, essentially.
Yep, great hustle there by Reed, as he'll now take a seat on the bench to catch his breath after the Washington turnover to give the ball back to Martinsburg. Shipley at the point. Pass it to Blackwood. Blackwood fakes a pass to Baker and then goes to Shipley. Shipley back to Blackwood. Blackwood to Clark over the hands of Smith. Finds Shipley. Shipley pump fakes. Finds Blackwood wide open in the left corner for 3 off the side of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Smith for Washington. Wide open now, going down the floor. Birch for 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Blackwood with it. Quick transition for the Bulldogs. Blackwood finds Clark. Clark pump fakes, drives to the right baseline, now bounce passes it. It's stolen by Birch. Birch with it for Washington at midcourt. 3v2, finds Smith, and now they slow it down to allow the rest of the offense of Washington to get up the floor.
So weird to see a 0-0.
I like it.
It's
I've
cool.
always been a fan of 0-0.
To me, it looks like 80 from far away, but then I'm like,
Smith's shot deflected by Shipley. Back the other way is Martinsburg. Blackwood, right side layup, too low, touches the bottom of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Zimmerman.
And
still 15-13.
Coach Rogers getting ready to put Jackson Steen in the game.
Welty had the ball in the paint. It was swatted out of his hands by Baker, and they say that Baker raised the hand of Welty. That's the 5th team foul against Martinsburg. 5:08 to go in this second quarter. Washington leads by 2 on Martinsburg. It's Washington inbound underneath its offensive hoop on the right side as Whitby will check in for Baker. Baker and Reed with 2 fouls each now on the bench. The other foul for Martinsburg is Blackwood. It's on the floor. Smith at the top of the key passes it to left side for Dolman. Dolman now will dribble to the mid-court circle. Chill out there. Now fires it to Birch. Birch guarded very closely by Steen.
Great defense by
Can he get the 5-second call? Nope. No, as he passes it to Zimmerman right before it. Zimmerman will now drive through. Finds an open teammate at Smith, and Smith has the shot rejected. Goes out of bounds, remains Washington ball.
Surprised they didn't call the foul on Whitby there as he seemed to get his body into him, kind of leaping into him. It appeared, but maybe because he was leaping away from him, they didn't call it.
I don't know. Zimmerman with it off the inbound. Finds the space, drives into the paint. His shot no good, but a whistle blows with 4:39 to go in the second quarter. That'll send Zimmerman to the line to shoot 2. And that is against Whitby this time around. That's his first, team's 6th for Martinsburg. Zimmerman already has 6 points tonight. Make it 7 as he makes the first free throw of the 2. They extend Washington's lead to 16-13 in the second quarter. Zimmerman gets the ball back. Second free throw's up. Zimmerman's able to make that one as well. Now make it a 2-possession game at 17-13, Washington leading Martinsburg. Shipley has it. Now passes it to Steen. Steen then to Whitby. Whitby back to Steen. To Shipley at the left wing. He'll now find Litton. Litton gets to Shipley. Shipley dribbles at the top of the key, trying to see if somebody can get open to pass to. He'll now find Clark, who drifted back towards the volleyball line. And he'll pass it to Whitby, back to Clark. Long 3, almost banked in, no good. Rebounded by Shipley at the left elbow. Now dribble out on the arc to the wing. Shipley with the ball for Martinsburg. The 4-minute mark takes a long 3, no good. Rebounded by Dolman for Washington. Dolman passes it into the paint for Zimmerman. He kicks it out to Smith. Wide open 3, no good off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Martinsburg. Shipley to Clark. Clark drives the left baseline as his shot deflected by Welty, who gets the rebound. 3.5 minutes remain in the second quarter. It's still Washington 17, Martinsburg 13. Smith with it. Finds Dolman, top of the key. 3 is good by Dolman. Washington now leads by 7 at 20-13.
I mean, Colin, this is just generally really surprising tonight. It just seems like Martinsburg's come out very flat and had not great shot selection. You would think the score would be almost flipped from what we've seen so far this year.
Shipley to Steen for Clark, who takes a 3-pointer, and that one's good. So Clark able to respond with a 3 of his own, puts it at 20-16 with 2:45 to go in the second quarter.
And that was something they needed right there. That was good shot selection from 3. It just seemed like the other ones were kind of just being chucked up.
Smith picks up his dribble, now finds Dolman at the right wing, gets a pick by Smith, and now will dribble to midcourt. It's Dolman with the ball on the right side, finds a wide open Birch in the left corner. He takes a 3. It's off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Clark. Clark gets it to Shipley, who brings it up the floor from Martinsburg. Pass deflected. Say it went off Smith last. It will be Martinsburg ball with 2:16 to go. Quickly, a second quarter sponsor on TV 10, Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg. Go to Orsinis.com, as well as the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Phone 304-245-6613 or go to SkinnerFirm.com. Shout out to LaQuay Clark for making sure we had enough time to give our sponsors so he could also tie a shoe.
Oh, yeah. He definitely knows what's going on in this broadcast.
Clark, wide open 3. No good. Rebounded down low by Linton.
Great positioning
and
by
Linton
Steen.
gets hacked.
Great positioning by Steen there for the rebound. And then he gets hacked He'll go to the line. No, he won't.
Nope, they said it was on the floor. Quick him down to Steen. Shot no good from the left wing. Whitby with it now for Martinsburg. Drives in, puts up the layup. That one misses, rebounded by Welty. It's like they just put a lid on the rim tonight for Martinsburg.
Yeah, it almost appears that way right now. I mean, it's just not things that shots you would think should go in, they haven't gone in.
Zimmerman to Whitby. Whitby tries to get it into Clark, who was jumping up and down calling for it, but it was stolen by Washington. It's Dolman with it now for the Patriots. Gets a pick by Welty. His pocket's picked. Back the other way goes Shipley. Shipley, wide open layup, is good on the left side. That's his first point of the evening. Under a minute remains. It's now 22-18.
Great job by Shipley there to stave off the defender and go up for the easy bucket.
Dolman with the ball for Washington. 45 seconds to go before halftime. It's a 4-point lead for the Patriots. Dolman passes to Birch. Birch finds Welty at the right elbow. He's going to drive in and walk, they say, before he put down the first dribble. So it's a turnover with 36 seconds to go. Martinsburg ball. We wait for substitutions on Martinsburg's end. It's now Linton, Blackwood, Clark, Shipley, and Whitby on the floor for the Bulldogs. Shipley will dribble out. It looks like wants the last shot. Since there's no shot clock in West Virginia High School basketball, he's able to do so. Clock now down to 15 seconds. Passes it to Clark. Clark to Whitby. Whitby tries to get it to Shipley, but reading it and stealing it was Dolman. He loses his dribble and goes out of bounds on the far side of the floor. Martinsburg gets the ball back with 9.4 seconds to go.
And not necessarily a smart play there to try to grab it as it was at the kind of the line there. But now this helps Martinsburg because there's under 10 seconds.
Shipley, Euro step. Left side layup is good at the buzzer. And that makes it a 2-point game at the half. Washington 22, Martinsburg 20. Let's step aside and take a 2-minute break and then be back for our halftime show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub! And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on the bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Martinsburg Fieldhouse as we welcome you into the halftime show brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. At the half, it's Washington 22, Martinsburg 11. Only 3 players have scored so far for Washington, but that's all they have needed as Chance Zimmerman leads the way with 10 points, followed by Christopher Dolman with 7 and George Welty with 5. from Martinsburg. The leading scorer so far is Shazier Baker with 6 points. Chase Shipley and Avion Blackwood have 4 points each. Then LaQuay Clark as well as Matthew Robinson have hit threes respectively to make it 22-20. Quickly, Spencer, what's your first half thoughts?
I mean, I'm just genuinely shocked. I would have thought the way that the game one went between these two teams that Martinsburg would have not necessarily run up. They would have, it would have been a lot to a little based upon game one. I mean, there's obviously still a chance it is basically, it's a 2-point ball game right now, but for them to outscore them by 20, 25 plus points in the second half is going to be hard. And, I think Coach Rogers is going to be down in that locker room right now not too happy. But if you're Coach Hilliard, you're really happy because your team is taking good shots and making them. And that's kind of what he wanted to see when you talked to him during the pregame interview. So It's set up for an interesting second half, Colin.
Yeah, not only is Washington 16 minutes away potentially from its third win of the season, be the first win in conference play. Let's step aside, take a 2-minute break, and on the other side of that break, you'll hear from Nick Verzolini. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
We welcome you into the halftime scoreboard show. Apologize for those technical difficulties. Our halftime scoreboard show is brought to you by the Mountaineer Pub, located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. As we run down some scores for you from earlier today, Jefferson fell to George Washington, in their game earlier today, losing 79-54, so a tough loss for the Cougars in their mixer down there in Charleston. Our score at the half, 22-20, Washington. Yes, Washington leads Martinsburg, so the Patriots looking for their first EPAC win of the year, and the Bulldogs got some work to do in the second half. As we take a look at some scores in the NBA tonight, the Magic lead the Knicks 48-40. The Nets lead the Suns 25-24. And the Hawks and Pelicans going at it 27-25 in the first quarter. Tonight on TNT, you got the Thunder and the Lakers. So an interesting matchup there. UConn is rolling past number 10 Marquette right now, 66-44. Indiana leads Rutgers 54-48. Virginia takes on NC State tonight on the ACC Network at 9 p.m. And TCU takes on Kansas State. So a Super Tuesday, to say the least, in NCAA college basketball. Hockey is back from the All-Star break, but the Caps don't play until Saturday. No score between the Pens and the Avalanche. Lightning lead the Sharks 3-1. Red Wings lead the Oilers 1-0. Islanders lead the Kraken 1-0. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll send it back to Colin McLaughlin and Spencer Dupuis for the second half of Washington-Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
2. Welcome back to Martinsburg High School as we're inside the Martinsburg Field House. Started the second half. It's Washington leading Martinsburg 22-20. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Spencer Dupuis. You just heard from Nick Verzolini back at the studio, and our cameraman here for the TV 10 side are John Alderton, Gerald Wright, and Dylan Bishop. Washington will start with the ball in this third quarter, leading by 2 on Martinsburg. Smith gets the inbound, and already you can tell the tempo for Martinsburg's defensive pressure is there, but they leave Dolman wide open in the right corner for 3, and it's good. Yeah. Dolman now has 10 points.
That was wide open for a 3, and we know how they ability to shoot threes. It's a defensive miscue.
Shipley for Robinson, back out to Shipley at the wing. Swings it over to the left side for Blackwood. Blackwood drives in and walks, they say, so it's a turnover. Washington gets the ball. Tried to go with the Euro step, but just took one too many, Spencer.
Yeah, he really did there, and if you're Martinsburg, you can't come up empty anymore. You really got to start. I mean, this is a 5-point deficit. All of a sudden could turn into a 15-point deficit.
The inbound to Smith. Smith goes up the floor for Washington, breaking the full court press of Martinsburg. Finds Dolman. Dolman into Zimmerman. Zimmerman shot no good. Almost a put-back dunk by Welty, but he misses. Quickly back the other way is Blackwood from Martinsburg. His left side layup no good. Rebounded by Whitby, and Welty saves it from going out of bounds. Now rolling on the floor is Matthew Robinson, and we get a 30-second timeout called by Coach Rogers for Martinsburg to keep possession with the Bulldogs. Let's take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com. You've put up with your water long enough.
To inbound on the far side of the floor. Shipley with it for Martinsburg, down by 5 on Washington. Fires to the right corner for Robinson, who kicks it back to the top of the key. Blackwood to Whitby. Whitby in the paint, shot off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Welty for Washington. Dolman brings it up the floor for the Patriots. Kicks it out, wide open three in the left side, off the side of the rim by Birch, no good. Rebounded by Martinsburg.
Yes, Shipley there, skied up for the board, now over to Blackwood.
Wide open three off the side of the rim. On both sides it bounces, no good. Rebounded by Washington. Dolman to Birch. Birch kicks it out, no look pass to the left corner for Smith. Smith back over to the right side at the block. Has the pocket picked as Zimmerman. Great defense by Baker. Welty, though, mismatch between him and Robinson, and he's able to just power through. It's now a 7-point lead. 5-0 run to start this third quarter for Washington, who leads Martinsburg 27-20.
If you're Martinsburg, you just got to be patient right now. Take a good shot like this. This is a good shot.
Wide open three missed by Robinson in the right corner.
No, still good shot. He was open.
Dolman finds Smith. Wide open three is good. Smith enters the score column. It's now a 10-point lead for Washington, 30-20.
I mean, Colin, you go back to their last game against Musselman. Musselman had knocked off Hedgesville, and now
Baker responds with a two.
They're going to, most likely, if things go the way they are right now, could knock down Martinsburg. I mean, they're getting closer. Closer against Broadfording and closer against Musselman.
This time the three-pointer in the left corner misses by Smith, but rebounded by Welty. Welty fouled on the right side by Shipley. That'll send him to the free throw line to shoot two. George Welty, towering above every player on the floor on both sides. Only a sophomore as well.
Yeah, and, you know, we look at this Washington team. They've got a few seniors, but they're built for the future.
Yes. First free throw off the front of the rim and back. Keeps it at 30-22, Washington leading Martinsburg with 5:16 to go in the third. Jameer Hunter and LaQuay Clark now check in for Martinsburg. So Whitby and Robinson will go to the bench. Second free throw by Welty. He makes. Puts it at a 9-point lead for Washington. Blackwood to Shipley. Shipley now passes it to Clark. Back to Shipley at the wing. He drives into the paint. It's double teamed as he goes towards the basket. And they'll say it's a foul. That looks like they will say it's on the shot. That's going to send Martinsburg's Chase Shipley to the charity stripe to shoot two. Shipley already with 4 points tonight. Misses front end of the two free throws as it bounces off the front of the iron and back to him. Chase Shipley, second free throw's up. He's able to get that one through. He now has 5 points, makes it 31-23. Washington still leading Martinsburg. Dolman sprints up floor. Now passes it to the left side for Birch. Birch guarded closely by Hunter, and it's going to force Hilliard to call a timeout for Washington. Full timeout. Let's take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Welcome back. 4:51 remains in this third quarter. It's Washington 31, Martinsburg 23. Your third quarter presented on TV 10 by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com, as well as Small Wood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg. Your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. You can call them at 304-263-3361. Martinsburg, the last time these two teams met, won 85-53 over Washington. Washington now leads Martinsburg by 8 31-23 as the Patriots are searching for win number 3 on the year and win number 1 in the conference. Smith, the inbound for Washington after the timeout. Gets it into Birch. Birch, one hand passes it to Zimmerman in the corner on the left side. He'll now go down low to Welty. Welty posts up, banks it in against Baker. Welty now in double figures. He's the third Patriot in double figures tonight. Blackwood drives the right baseline, able to get it in, and the foul. Makes it a 10-point game at 33-23, and he now has a chance at a 3-point play.
John, back to Welty here. It seems like there's a lot of younger, tall players here in the EPAC. Andon Santa Maria reminds me from Musselman off the top of my head. It just seems like there's a lot coming in. I mean, I would put Caleb Thomas kind of in there with the height, but Caleb Thomas can do it all for Spring Mills.
Blackwood misses the free throw. Rebounded by Washington. Dolman with it for the Patriots. Gets it to Smith at the left wing. I'll now pass it to Zimmerman. Zimmerman against Hunter. Drives to the right side. And Hunter will be called with a reach-in foul for Martinsburg. That is Jameer Hunter's first. And team looks like second of the half.
I will tell you what, whenever he gets into the game, he doesn't lack physicality, and that's obviously the football player in him coming out.
Reverse layup by Dolman is good. He now leads the way for Washington with 12 points. Makes it a 35-25 game with 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's Blackwood to Shipley for Clark. Left side three. No good. Rebounded by Welty. Great boxing out by Welty against Baker. There's just nobody right now on the floor for Martinsburg to size up with Welty as he sets a pick for Dolman. Finds Smith, wide open right side three, airballed, rebounded by Hunter. Hunter fires it in front of him to Clark. Clark picks up his dribble, now finds Baker driving in, and he puts up a layup, and Baker now has 10 points. Makes it 35-27.
Yeah, and Baker seems to be doing a lot right now, and you got him on Welty, so it's not necessarily an advantage for either of them.
Martinsburg steals it. Clark, right side layup. Good. Around the rim and through.
Rolled around and finally decided it wanted to go in.
Long inbound. Finds Smith at midcourt. Gets it to Welty. Welty rejected from behind by Shipley.
Wow, Chase Shipley could have just won himself the rejection of the ball game.
That could be a spark that Martinsburg needs, as it's a 4-0 run for the Bulldogs right now as they've cut the lead from 35-25 to now 35-29. Washington still leads. Birch to Zimmerman. Zimmerman at the top of the key will start his dribble. Guarded by Whippy. Drives in, kicks it out. Finds Birch in the left corner and will now dribble to the wing. He's guarded by Hunter and will hand it behind him to Zimmerman. Zimmerman now dribbles to midcourt to start the offense and reset for Washington. Finds Birch, who then gives it to Dolman, and Dolman will reset the offense. Great defense this possession by Martinsburg. It's Clark guarding Dolman. Dolman has to pass to Zimmerman. That's going to force Washington to take its third timeout. They'll have 2 remaining. Let's take another 30-second break. It is Washington 35, Martinsburg 29. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. 2:34 remains in this third quarter between Washington and Martinsburg as Washington leads 35-29 over the Bulldogs. Washington to inbound. Gets into Birch. Birch guarded closely by Hunter. And I'll pass it to Zimmerman at the volleyball line. Zimmerman drives into the circle. Now goes to the left side, pushing his tempo. Now turns around, finds Dolman. Dolman, Euro step, driving in. Layup, falls through after bouncing on the rim 3 times. He now has 14 points and an 8-point lead for Washington.
Great pass.
Hunter falls down, couldn't get the shot through. Blackwood tips it twice, and the second time gets it in.
I think he punched it.
Sometimes that's all you need. It's now 37-31. Blackwood steals it. Right side layup. Misses. He was wide open, but it's safe from going out of bounds by Clark. He finds Shipley. Shipley misses. Clark misses.
Just got to pull it back out
Now Hunter
running the offense.
to Shipley. But those were easy shots that I don't know how all three missed. It's now Shipley with it for Martinsburg. To Blackwood. Back to Shipley. Clark. Long three. It's good. Clark makes it a one-possession game. Blackwood steals it off the inbound. Finds Hunter. Hunter finds Shipley wide open in the paint, and it's a one-point game. We'll have a timeout called by Washington with 1:09 to go in the third. Martinsburg is able to come back and make it a 37-36 lead. We'll keep it here because that's the fourth timeout now for Washington. With still 1:09 to go in the third quarter, they only have one timeout left.
Yeah, that's wild to me right now, but a heck of a run right now by these Bulldogs, and I don't know. I mean, they did have the fury of missing those shots down low, but I mean, just the last 5 minutes of game time have been amazing to see what this Bulldogs team can do to come back. I mean, I said it on the broadcast on Friday night. Their ability to come back late just seems to be something that's following them here down the stretch of the season. And whatever it is, I don't know what it is that gets them going, but just their comeback ability these last few days have been huge. I mean, that was a tough game against Spring Mills last week. To even be in it and take it to overtime was huge.
Walty to inbound. Martinsburg goes with a full court press. The inbound to Dolman. Dolman passes it across midcourt to Smith. Smith starts his dribble. Will now pick it up and throw it to the right side for Zimmerman. Zimmerman gets a pick by Welty. Now find Dolman. Dolman drives in on the right side, ducks past the defender, puts up a floater, and it's good by Dolman.
Dolman's been amazing tonight.
3-point game. Baker. Into the paint goes Baker, and he's fouled. He goes to the floor hard, will be helped up. He missed the shot, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. 41 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's 39-36, Washington leading Martinsburg. Baker with 10 points tonight, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Makes the first one. He now has 11. Score 39-37. Shazier Baker gets the ball for a second free throw. Second one's up. And he misses it. It goes to the left side. Blackwood hustles over and is able to get the rebound. Finds Hunter. Hunter, wide open shot, no good. Rebounded by Baker. Baker off the glass and in, and we're tied at 39 all.
Great job by Baker to get the ball down there to him and to put it up and in.
Smith to inbound. He gets it to McCarthy. McCarthy to Dolman. Finds Welty. Wide open, but behind him. Great hustle by Blackwood, able to strip it through. Back the other way goes Martinsburg. Clark for the lead. No good. Rebounded by Hunter, and he makes it. Martinsburg leads 41-39.
Yeah, that's Hunter's second basket of the season. He had his first one last week against Spring Mills.
And Dolman dribbles it out of bounds. LaQuay Clark able to force him towards the side. 3.9 seconds to go in this third quarter. Martinsburg has the ball. Hunter to inbound. No look pass to Baker. Baker finds Clark. Long three at the buzzer. No good. But Martinsburg able to take the lead entering the fourth. It's Bulldogs 41, Washington 39. We'll take a 1-minute break and then be back for the fourth quarter. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WVU Madison Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Charlestown and Spring Mills now offers same-day appointments. No referral is needed unless required by your insurance carrier. WVU Madison Orthopedics and Sports Medicine offers the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't. For same-day appointments at WVU Madison Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, call 304-725-BONE.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire? Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
We go into the fourth quarter. Martinsburg now leads Washington 41-39. So it's a 21-point quarter for the Bulldogs. They start with the ball in this fourth quarter. Blackwood gets the inbound from Shipley. Oh, now pass it over to Shipley, back to Blackwood. Blackwood starts the offense, trying to find down low Clark. Clark guarded closely by Welty, so then he passes it to Shipley. Shipley start dribbling, back towards the volleyball line, now back to Blackwood. Blackwood to Baker. Baker trying to get Clark to flash down low. This 3-2 zone right now for Washington, allowing no space for Martinsburg.
Yeah, it's definitely confusing the Dogs, too. They're kind of putting their hands up.
It's Clark, guarded by Smith.
Somewhere with it. He's
now
holding it.
They'll reset the offense again with Blackwood. Finds Shipley. Shipley drives left baseline, finds Baker on the right side. Baker's layup off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Linton. Linton tries to bank it in. It's no good.
Right into the hands
right
of Baker.
Through the hands of Welty into the hands of Baker. And Baker gets it to go. It's now 43-39. Baker with 15 points tonight.
He's really
Shipley steals it.
Started the comeback.
Left side layup is good.
I don't know if he lost it in his hands there, but
it was close. I thought originally
like
Smith
the ball.
had it, but he was able to recover and put the layup through. As Smith now on the other side is fouled hard by Linton, and that'll send Smith to the free throw line to shoot two.
If we had a shot of the game, that could be the shot of the game.
We have the first shot of the game, but that was a long time ago.
I'm talking about I thought he lost it. I thought he wasn't. I
did too. I saw Smith strip it through his hands, but Shipley was able to regather and put up that layup. It's now 45-39, Martinsburg leading Washington, but Washington's Smith at the free throw line to shoot two after Linton's foul. First free throw off the front of the rim and no good by Smith.
Key free throws right now. I mean, all free throws down the stretch of the game always key, but these ones right now down by 6.
Washington now 4 of 6 tonight from the free throw line as a team. Make it 5 of 7 as Smith able to make the second one. Puts it at 45-40. Martinsburg up by 5 on Washington.
It's interesting we're not seeing a press or a trap look here from the Patriots.
Martinsburg content with just really playing keep away right now. It's Blackwood to Baker. Baker bounce passes it into Shipley. Shipley kicks it out for Clark. Left corner three is good. That's the third three-pointer tonight for LaQuay Clark. He now has 11 points.
That was clutch.
It's now 48-40 Martinsburg.
Give the Dogs a little breathing room here.
His largest lead of the evening is Welty with it off the deflected pass. Went up for a dunk but lost it. He was able to get the rebound. His shot no good. Now Zimmerman goes to the floor, loses the ball. He's hurt, but back the other way goes Martinsburg. Shipley, right side layup, no good. Rebounded by Blackwood. His shot's good. He now has 10 points. Zimmerman kind of favoring his leg on the far side. They have not stopped play for him as he's going to try to fight through it.
Well, he got back up. If he didn't get back up, I think they would have stopped.
Birch from behind as it's tipped out of his hand by Clark. It goes out of bounds with 5:38 remaining in this fourth quarter. It's a 10-point lead for Martinsburg.
Tipped off Linton's hand there.
Dolman to inbound for Washington. Overhead pass to Birch. Birch dribbles once, now bounce passes it to the right wing for Dolman, and Dolman starts his dribble against Baker. Gets a pick by Welty, goes to the right side, finds Smith, wide open three, it's good. Smith now has 7 points, all coming in the second half, makes it a 7-point game. Martinsburg still leads.
Patriots, they're not going away tonight.
It's Blackwood, overhead pass to the left side for Clark. Clark, heat check, no good, rebounded though by Shipley in the paint. Finds Linton. Linton powers through. Shot no good. Rebounded by Baker. Baker's shot off the side of the rim and misses. Goes out of bounds. It'll remain Martinsburg ball.
I thought that was in, but it just went in and out. Been happening a lot tonight.
Exactly 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. It's 50-43, Martinsburg leads Washington. Blackwood gets the inbound pass at the top of the key. Dribbles to the right side, now kicks it out to Clark. Clark pump fakes, goes to the right elbow. His shot off the front of the rim and rolls through. Clark has really heated up in this second half. He now has 13 total points, 10 of them coming in half number 2. Wide open three for Birch. It's good. That's his first points of the evening.
Yeah, and he looked like he could drain 5 more of those the way that shot went in.
52-46 now. Martinsburg still leads. 4.5 to go in this fourth quarter. It's Blackwood over to the left side for Shipley. Back to Blackwood. Just going to go towards the midcourt line and just dribble, waiting for Washington to come to him. He'll now go more towards the three-point line at the wing. Finds Clark. Clark to Linton at the elbow. Kicks it back out to Clark. Wide open three. Around the rim, no good. Rebounded by Shipley, and Shipley gets fouled as it's over the back by Smith.
I mean, this game was, a few moments ago, a 10-point game. Now just a 6-point game here, but, Martinsburg, if they have anything to say about it, they're going to make this a double-digit game.
Linton to Shipley. Shipley pump fakes, drives to the right side, puts up a layup, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith to Zimmerman. Zimmerman waits for his teammates to go up the floor before breaking midcourt. He has the right side open, goes up for a layup. It's good by Zimmerman. That's his first points of the second half after 10 in the first half. Now a 4-point game at 52-48. Martinsburg leads Washington.
In the last possession, the Dogs got away with a walk.
Clark, wide open three in the right corner, no good. Rebounded by Welty. Welty, 2v1 with him, Zimmerman and Clark. Right side pass to Zimmerman. Left side shot, no good. Rebounded by Birch. Birch puts it back up. His shot misses. Rebounded by Linton for Martinsburg. That could have made it a one-possession game, but instead it remains a 4-point lead, and a timeout will be called by Martinsburg. With 3:17 to go in this fourth quarter, it's Martinsburg 52, Washington 48. Let's take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back. Martinsburg leads by 4 over Washington now in this fourth quarter. Your fourth quarter presented on TV 10 by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons, as well as WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere.
It's going to be a great one to come down the final moments of this game. A 4-point lead for the Bulldogs here, Colin. 3:17 left in the contest. Both teams going to give it their all these final 3:17. But again, this one timeout left, as you mentioned earlier, for Coach Trent Hilliard and the Patriots, could come back to bite them later on in this final 3:17.
Yeah, they used their 4th timeout with 1:09 left in the third, and have had one timeout since after Martinsburg just used its 2nd timeout. They still have 3. It's Martinsburg with the ball after the timeout. Avion Blackwood has it for the Bulldogs. Now float a pass to LaQuay Clark, who finds Baker. Baker kicks it out to Blackwood at the top of the key. He drives through, now passes it to Shipley, who will dribble out to the left corner and find Clark going towards the top of the key to reset the offense for Martinsburg. Clark powers through a double team, puts up a layup on the left side. It's good. Clark now has 15 points.
That was phenomenal because he lost possession of the ball, grabbed it out of the air, put a dribble down, and laid it up and in.
Dolman, wide open three off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded in the paint by Welty. Welty tries to kick it out to Birch, and it's stolen by Shipley.
Great defense by Shipley.
Finds Blackwood, wide open left side. Layup is good, and he's fouled. That one was interesting because he went up on the left side with his right hand, which something you don't typically see for a layup, but it helps because, 1, he made it, and 2, he was able to be fouled.
Yeah, and Blackwood could extend this lead to 9 right here. Cool, a nice stretch run here for the Dogs.
2:26 to go in this fourth quarter. Blackwood for the 3-point play, and he misses the free throw. Martinsburg still leads Washington 56-48. It's Dolman with it for Washington. Fires it across the floor to Smith. Smith to Birch, back to Smith. Finds Zimmerman at the wing, and he'll now dribble back and reset the offense as he gets a pick by Welty at the top of the key. Finds Dolman at the wing. Dolman pump fakes. Finds Welty wide open, and Welty banks it in from the right side. It's now 56-50 with 2 minutes to go in the fourth.
Welty's been a machine tonight, up to 12 points.
Blackwood.
Just a sophomore.
Dribbling right in front of the scores table. Now will creep more towards the top of the key. Kicks it out to Baker. Baker finds Clark. Wide open three. They blow a whistle before. Even though Clark made it, it was a timeout called by Martinsburg. That's tough.
That is tough, Colin.
Your hottest shooter right now in LaQuay Clark had a wide open three. But Coach Rogers didn't like what he saw before that, so he used his third timeout. They have 2 remaining. Clark, though, what a half so far, Spencer. He had only 1 shot made in the first half, and that was a three-pointer. This second half, he's added 12 more points and now leads alongside Baker with 15 points each for Martinsburg.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 9-point second half for Baker and as you mentioned, 12-point second half for Clark, and that's really keyed the Dogs' comeback in this one today. And it's really just been, really 4 guys in this, or five players that hit buckets in this second half. But, you can't, you talk about Clark and you talk about Baker, but you can't not talk about Blackwood as he scored 8 in this half as well.
Yeah, really leading the way for this comeback as Washington led by 2 at the half at 22-20, but now it's 56-50. Martinsburg trying to defend the field house and get its 7th win of the year. It's LaQuay Clark to inbound for Martinsburg after the timeout. Bounce pass it directly in front of him is Shipley, who then passes to Blackwood, back to Shipley. Shipley for Linton at the right wing. Now dribble once, pick up his dribble, get it to Blackwood. Blackwood sees the paint wide open, tries to go quickly through for a layup. It's no good.
On the foul.
Rebounded by Welty, who was pushed down by Baker.
It's a tough foul to have there.
Fortunately for Martinsburg, it's only the 4th of the half. So no free throws for Washington just yet as Birch hits the inbound, finds Zimmerman, who now gets it to Smith. Smith drives through, kicks it out to Dolman. Dolman tries to get it back to Smith. Smith has the pass go by him, and it's stolen by Martinsburg. Back the other way goes Blackwood. Right side layup is good. Avion Blackwood now has 14. It's an 8-point lead for Martinsburg with 1:10 to go in this 4th quarter, and the pass goes by Smith and out of bounds, and the wheels have come off for Washington.
Yeah, and, I think maybe about 3 minutes ago, Coach Hilliard would have wanted to call a timeout, but he only had 1 left. So I think that changed the way that he was going to play this 4th quarter.
Baker finds Blackwood. 1 minute remaining in the 4th. It's an 8-point lead for Martinsburg.
Are they going to? I think they are. Or attempt to, at least.
Steen to Clark. Clark back to Steen. Triple team to Steen. Pass deflected. Still gets it to Blackwood. Blackwood right side layup is good.
Great job by Blackwood to just maze himself through the lane. And now it's a 10-point lead. Like I said, they could have gotten it back up to double digits, and that's what they did.
Dolman kicks it out. Birch, wide open 3. No good. Rebounded by Welty. Welty.
Shot blocked.
Rejected by Shipley. Rebounded by Blackwood. Finds Clark. Clark misses the one-hand jam. That would have been fun to call. Man, LaQuay Clark, I did not know he had that jump in him.
Well, Clark's not a senior yet, so he's still got some time to perfect it, Colin. But, if you're
maybe
LaQuay
he should have went up with
as
2
a junior,
hands.
maybe a 2 hands there.
Zimmerman
for safety.
Tries to go coast to coast, completely airballs his layup. Had a bit of contact, but no call. 22 seconds remain in this 4th quarter. It's a 10-point lead for Martinsburg. Looks like we'll survive and come out as victors. Steen gets the inbound, dribbles up the floor. Now it looks like he passes it to Baker to Shipley. Will Washington just allow him to dribble it out?
And
10 seconds to go, and it looks like they will. So the Martinsburg Bulldogs will improve to 7-10 overall, 3-6 in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Washington, losing streak continues, 2-16 overall, 0-8 in the EPAC as Martinsburg gets the 60-50 win over Washington as both teams will now go to midcourt and shake hands. We'll wait for Dylan Bishop to try and get Dave Rogers for a brief interview before we take our 2-minute break, but great comeback,
Where
Spencer.
is Dylan? I've lost sight of Dylan. Oh, I see him now.
He's trying to track down Coach Rogers, just waiting for him to shake hands with coaches of Washington. And once Dylan is ready, we can send it down to him, as Spencer just making sure we have everything good up here before we do so. And Spencer, are we good? All right, let's send it down to Dylan.
All right, Coach, you guys were trailing for a good bit of this game. You guys were able to come back, get the win in the end. What made the difference in this one to get the W?
Well, you know something, we played them down there earlier, and I think we were up by 25 or so at halftime, and we extended it out to 30. And our kids are like every other kid. They say, oh, it was easy down now, and now we're at home, it's going to be easy at home, and it's a mindset. I mean, you have to become every night and bring your A game. And I don't know who wouldn't do that, but we've got some that don't, and it's going to catch you. And until our pressure was picked up, we're trailing the whole time trying to get energy in a couple of our players that we shouldn't have to do that with. But, you know, hey, they hustled, they hung in there tough. We had some kids that looked pretty good tonight, Baker inside, and, you know, Chase Shipley always handles our point guard well, and Avion will always come to play. So, you know, we just have to go back to the drawing board and get some better things done. You know, there's good things and bad things about tonight, but the good thing is you have a win.
What's the main takeaway you want your team to take from tonight?
Well, I want us to say that when you hustle, good things happen. And when we don't hustle, anything can happen. And, you know, we're getting ready to go into this sectional tournament here within 3 weeks or so. And, you know, and everybody's beating everyone. I mean, there's no sure winners, and that's a good thing for us because we haven't been winning as of late. But you know, we had lost 4 in a row coming into this one. Now we got a tough one Friday night here with Hedgesville at home.
All right, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan, as well as Coach Rogers. Let's now take a 2-minute break and then be back for our post-game show. Again, final score, Martinsburg 60, Washington 50. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
And the streak continues!
CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on the bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road. As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community. I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as we welcome you into the postgame show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. The Martinsburg Bulldogs get the win over the Washington Patriots by a final score of 60-50. Martinsburg snaps its 4-game losing streak. Now 7-10 overall, 3-6 in the EPAC. Washington falls to 2-16 overall, 0-8 in the EPAC. But Spencer, tonight, even though Martinsburg got the win, wasn't quite like we expected, honestly.
No, and, I said that in the game. It just, even, I said this throughout the game, and, you heard Coach Rogers say it as well. It just seemed like that they thought it was going to be easy. So that's kind of what happens is you undermine what you think's going to happen, and then kind of comes back to bite you. But you'll get the win at the end of the day. That's really what matters, right?
Yeah.
But you got to take that. No game's easy. Every game in the EPAC is hard, no matter the opponent. And, Washington just gave Musselman a fight on Saturday. Musselman did still come out with a victory, but, as this Washington team finishes the season, you've got to say that their strongest basketball is right now. Even though they're losing games, you got to say their strongest basketball is right now. They played Musselman down to the wire on Saturday, and then they played Martinsburg. Really, they were leading the game for about over half the game.
Yeah. Getting a shout-out from down below. Let's now get our game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 south of Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. And let's start with Washington before Spencer gets me to snap like he's doing so right now. Leading the way for Washington in the score column tonight was Dolman with 16 points. Tied behind him was Zimmerman and Welty with 12 points each. Smith had 7 points, and rounding out the scoring for Washington was Birch with 3 points. For Martinsburg, the leading scorer tonight was Avion Blackwood with 16 points. Quay Clark and Shazier Baker had 15 each. Jay Shipley had 9 points. Matthew Robinson had 3 points, and Jameer Hunter had 2 points. That's your game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers. Let's now get into our awards for this evening, Spencer, and start with, you want to do the rejection of the game or the moment of the game, sir?
Rejection.
All right, rejection of the game brought to you by Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced, certified technicians. Phone 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
This is kind of hard to put together, but I've got to give the rejection of the game to Chase Shipley. 3:11 left in the third quarter. The Dogs had just cut the deficit to 6. Could have gone back up to 8 if he hadn't rejected it. And then that was in the middle of that run, which we'll get back to here in a moment. See what I did there?
Yeah, it's a great transition to our moment of the game brought to you by Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com.
As I mentioned, the moment of the game, finally the Bulldogs came alive, scoring from really, if you think about it, we'll give it four main guys there. Blackwood, Clark, Shipley, and Baker.
Yeah, and between those four, who are you giving our player of the game to tonight, brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
I've kind of rattled back and forth. This is a really hard one to give it. I've narrowed it down to 3, and then the 3 would be Blackwood, Clark, and Baker. And now narrowing it down to under that's going to be hard. But, there was a time where the Dogs were down a good amount, and you saw 2 threes being hit there in that third quarter in close succession for LaQuay Clark, so it's got to go to LaQuay Clark.
All right, there you go. LaQuay Clark is tonight's player of the game, and that'll wrap things up from Martinsburg High School. Tomorrow on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, we will have Shepherd women's and men's basketball. Pregame for the women's game will start at 5 p.m. tip-off. At 5:30, the men's game will follow. And then on the radio side tomorrow night, it will be West Virginia men's basketball as they take on number 11 Iowa State.
I believe that is a 7 p.m. tip-off, 6 p.m. pregame from the Mountaineer Sports Network.
Final score, Martinsburg 60, Washington 50 for Nick Verzolini, who you will hear from shortly, as well as John Alderton, Dylan Bishop, Gerald Wright, and Spencer Dupuis. I'm Colin McLaughlin, signing off. You've been listening to West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
We're all familiar with the phrase, size matters, and sometimes it does. Sometimes you want a bigger home, a car, a bigger chainsaw or boat, and yes, a bigger diamond. And sometimes it's not about size, S-I-Z-E, at all. It's about size, S-I-G-H-S. Hi, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. Yes, those size matter. That's what your holiday gift is about. Not how big the box is or how big the gift is. Instead, do you hear those precious sighs when she opens it? That sweet sound? That says, I love it, or I can't believe you got this for me, or how did you know, or this is way too much. All of which means it's perfect. I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. For that gift, come to Bechtel Jewelers. From diamonds to silver, rubies to emeralds, pendants to hoop earrings. Why a gift from our store? Really, it's simple, because does matter.
Fix that for you, and there it is. Again, this is your FMI Insurance Company and One Scoreboard show. I'm Nick Verzolini. At the final from earlier today, GW beats Jefferson 79-54, but the Martinsburg Bulldogs do come back to beat the Washington Patriots 60-50 here tonight. In the NBA, we have a few games going on right now. In the fourth quarter, the Magic lead the Knicks 77-75. Third quarter, Suns lead the Nets 65-55. Pelicans leading the Atlanta Hawks 62-61 in the third. In the second quarter, the Grizzlies lead the Bulls 35-26. Later on tonight, Timberwolves taking on the Nuggets, but on TNT you can watch the Thunder and the Lakers if you do choose to stay up for that one at 10 p.m. Hockey, no Capitals in action, but the Pens are in action. They trail the Avalanche 1-0 in the second quarter. The Lightning lead the Sharks 3-2. Oilers lead the Red Wings 2-1. Kraken trail the Islanders 4-0 in the second period, I should say. Golden Knights 3-1 over the Predators. And the Ducks and Blackhawks, no score there. In NCAA men's basketball, lots of top 25 games going on either right now or went final just a few minutes ago, I should say, as Indiana beats Rutgers tonight, 66-60. That's 18-24. And number 21, UConn beats Marquette, 87-72, despite a better second half for Marquette. They still fall by 15 in that one. Later on tonight in the Big 12, TCU takes on Kansas State. That's 17 versus 12. And then number 8, Virginia, takes on NC State. Both of those games starting in about 8 minutes. Well, that does it here for the scoreboard show. Again, we'll have Shepherd Rams men's basketball for you tomorrow, along with Shepherd women, I should say, but I'm on the call for the men's game. That's why that pops into my head first. The women's game begins at 5:30, 5 p.m. pregame show, and the men's game will follow. The women's pregame will be about 15 minutes prior to tip-off of that one once we conclude the postgame show for the women. But they're taking on Mansfield tomorrow. Should be winnable games for both teams, so definitely want to tune in for that and at the Sports Mix at noon. But I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long here from the studio. Have a good night, everyone. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.